3, 2, 1. What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
It's your boy, man. Too many reasons. I got a lot of reasons why the NBA in shambles, bro. NBA is officially in shambles.
In shambles?
Yeah, man. Just like we didn't think that the turnaround start was going to be so impactful. But as you're looking at it right now, bro, I guess if Chris Paul is out, if he misses a game, we've had 8 All-Stars that have missed a game in this playoffs. Most in league history. And it'd be 9 including CP if he misses again. That, bro. So you got to think about it. 24 All-Stars, 9 of them missing the playoffs or missing the game in the playoffs.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's unfortunate, but it's part of the game. Like they were healthy and they got hurt during the playoffs, and it's just part of the game. At the end of the day, injuries are a part of the game, and a lot of times it's the team who's the most healthiest, who's playing the best, they get the opportunity to play in the NBA Finals. But you know who's playing their best, who played their very, very best yesterday, because he knows that series was on the line, and his name is Kevin Durant. The man was in his bag all 47 minutes, and he was able 48. My bad for taking a minute away, but he had 46, I believe 17 and 10.
No, 49, 17 and 10.
49, 17 and 10.
With I think 4 steals.
With 4 steals, he was balling. He was balling yesterday. Here's my thing, though. Kevin Durant was balling, and Kevin Durant won that game for him. But in my opinion, when I watched the game in the third quarter, the Nets was struggling. They were struggling. And I really, truly believe that the role players gave Kevin Durant another life, because even with him on the floor, they were still losing by 17. But he started getting some buckets from my boy Green, my man Blake Griffin, and the other role players. Shaman even hit some big shots. And I think that gave Kevin Durant a second life to like, all right, we got a chance here. So now let me turn it up a notch and let me take over. And that's what he did, is he took over. And in the fourth quarter, the man couldn't miss it. It didn't matter what you put on him, who you put on him. And I know a lot of people said that if you're the defensive player in the NBA, right, or reigning defense or top defensive player, one of them, right, why not guard him in the last 2 minutes? Giannis didn't want no smoke either. He didn't want nobody want no smoke. And then my thing here as a coaching, why are you allowing Brook Lopez to keep getting exposed in the pick and roll? I don't understand. They was letting him get exposed. They was setting up that pick and roll, and Kevin Durant coming down here was just unstoppable. And like I said, he played phenomenal. But a lot of that too had a lot to do with the Bucks, and the Bucks being the Bucks yet again. I don't get it. You go up 17 playing inside, dominating the paint, driving to the lane, and then in the third quarter, it's like, it was at times when I saw play people, like even with Drew Holiday, a possession that stood out for me. He dribbled for 20 seconds and threw up an air ball in the mid-range. I said, what the hell are they doing? What are they doing? Right? It was like, I don't want the ball. Let's just hold up. It was a catastrophe of a performance for the Bucks. And even then, they still had a chance to win. And Giannis fumbled the bag.
Oh,
literally fumbled the bag and didn't even get a shot up. And that was pretty much the game, man. That was the game.
Bro, is there any way you can fire a head coach in the middle of a playoff series?
I don't know. I don't think you can.
You don't think you can?
I don't think you fire somebody in the middle of the playoff series.
I would. Budenholzer got to go. Look, this KD's performance is KD's performance.
Fact.
He had one of them games where, like, to me, this is KD's most defining game of his career. I believe that. I believe that this is the game that it's not the defining game. Like I'm just saying that was his legacy statement game that just said like, look, I know I've been doing this. I know I've been doing that. People say I'm only limited to scoring. I can't do this. Last night game showed that he is great and when he wants to be in all facets of a basketball game. Yeah. Because one of the knocks heading into that game was, I forgot what I was watching, and they were saying KD's not the type to get his teammates involved. He's not a playmaker like that. Like he's a pure bucket getter, and that's what he does. And that's been his game. But for that man to go out there and drop 10 assists, for that man to go out there and grab 17 rebounds, along with 4 steals, along with shooting at a great percentage, and then still go give you buckets while playing all 48 minutes in a pivotal playoff game, legacy statement game. That game right there says, boom, okay? Hello, Larry Bird. I'm right here, bro. Like, you know, that number 2 spot for the small forward position, bro. Hey, I'm here. So, you know, big ups to KD. The Slim Reaper was in his bag. So we're gonna move from KD. Oh, and shout out to Jeff Green. Listen, man, Jeff Green came through.
He 7 for 8 from the 3-point line. I'm telling you, when you watch the third quarter, the Nets was lethargic and the Bucks looked like they was about to put it away. And then those role players hit some big shots to give KD, because I know he was tired. Like, again, he played 48 minutes. He played 48 minutes. And this is why I always say, when your role players support the superstars, then the superstars take it up to another level. And I think sometimes when your role players let you down, superstars, they're going to try to take it up to another level, but they get deflated. It's tough when you are doing everything in your power to help your team win, and all you need is a little bit of support, just a little bit of downtime for them to hit shots. And I'm going to tell you, man, the Nets hit shots. Shaman hit some big shots in some key situations where I was like, yo, I don't think I should have took that, but he made it though. And it was one of those like, hey, bro, what are you doing? And he made it. But Jeff Green hit some pivotal shots in that game, and I really, truly believe KD won him the game for sure. But that third quarter from the bench gave him life because they was down and out, and they was ready for the count. And if the Bucks would have just put them away, they played into their hands again. And I don't know what – I'm done. I'm tired of teams have size, have all these things, and you play into a team – that don't have size. You're winning by 17, attacking. And now all of a sudden you playing ISO basketball. There's no ball movement. Nobody's touching the ball. One person having the ball for 20-something seconds of the shot clock, and you throwing up some bull crap. I was like, bro, I don't know. Hey, you don't deserve to win that game.
I got 3 things about the Bucks, and we can move on. Number 1, James Harden was playing on one leg.
Yeah.
How in the hell am I not finding a way to attack him at every stretch of the game? I'm trying to attack James. James gonna have to put some pressure on this leg, buddy. Whoever getting the ball, we setting pick and rolls. We find a way to make James have to guard because he didn't even exist on the offensive end.
No,
this is the first time I've ever seen a James Harden game where he just didn't exist on the offensive end. So if he's not existing on the offensive end, there's no way I'm not attacking this man on this side. Like we doing something. Chris Middleton, Holiday, we doing something. So that's A. B, you brought up Brook Lopez. Man was getting torched in the pick and roll.
Torched.
But the way you combat that is say, hey, Brook, why don't you go down there and sit your big butt in the post and go get some of these points that you giving up back?
Right.
Why don't you go get us some of these points back? And then the last thing is a twofold thing. Budenholzer for not putting them in the post. Budenholzer for not doubling K. So you gonna play KD one-on-one the whole game?
They didn't play him the whole game. I think what they did is they doubled him in the third, right? Because they was getting the ball out of his hands, making him give the ball to everybody else, and they got a surge. Those players hit shots, so it's like, well, damn, they're hitting shots right now.
But that's a part of it. You got to live with that because it's just one of those things. Me and you talked about this all the time. It's you got to pick the poison.
Right.
You can't let both go off. You can't have the star and the role players going on.
Right.
You got to live with one. To me, I'm going to live with them keep shooting. KD, you gonna end with, I think at the time at the end of the 30, at like 27 or 28 or
about 27, 28.
Exactly. So KD, you gonna end with about 36.
Right.
That's what you're gonna end with. The rest of these dudes gonna have to keep knocking down shot after shot after shot, and then we just shake their hand and go home. But It's not gonna be KD go for 49, Jeff Green got 27, Shamet contribute, this person. You can't have that. You just can't. And so that's what I'm saying as far as Budenholzer, you got to make sure not. And Giannis, here you go again, another press game interview where you got the man's Johnson knee deep, bro. Come on, man. You can't. He's the best player in the world. Everything. Bro, you're competing against this man right now. If the series is over, you can get that man his flowers because Kevin Durant deserves his flowers. While we're competing, I'm not going to be malicious or disrespectful about the man, but I'm not about to be singing this man praises as we competing because psychologically now it's like, I know I'm not better than him.
Right.
That's basically what you're saying.
Pretty much.
I'm not better than Kevin Durant. There's no way I will ever step into a football field, basketball court, and I don't give a damn who is on the other side. I'm not giving that man that power to say he's better than me.
Right.
Good player, but you will never hear me say he said he's the best player in the world. Aren't you playing the same damn basketball game that he playing?
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't again.
That's what I said. I'm done after that. Right now, I'm done.
It's a new NBA, but there are certain things you don't say while you're still playing against a player. You do not say he's the best player in the world if you're still in the series. I can understand if he sends you home, then you want to give him his flowers. And I get it. I'm not saying you got to hate on somebody. No. But if you're supposed to be the two-time reigning MVP, and what we're starting to see is under pressure, Giannis go back to his old habits, and that's dribble down, and he turned the ball over tremendously, like in the worst situations. And it was just the same Giannis that we tend to see spread the floor, try to create, and he don't got no gigs, okay? Giannis ain't got no gigs. He is a center, okay? His moves don't do nothing. I'm just telling you what it is. Giannis ain't doing nothing. Bro, I can play. Now, I can't play defense on him because he's strong as hell. He'll bully me down. But when it comes to like crossing me over, bro, he ain't crossing me over.
He got normal one from 2K.
Bro, he ain't even got normal one. That man got basic one. All right? It ain't even normal. The moves is so horrible. I'm like, yo, Giannis, what the hell you doing, dog? Like, I even saw a clip where the man did like a 15-second dribble move where he didn't go nowhere.
And I think that was game 4 against Blake Griffin.
He didn't go nowhere. I was like, who are you crossing over, Giannis? What are you doing, Giannis? Like I get it, you try to work on your game, but that ain't that. No, bro. And I'm telling you, he went back to his old habits, and then you just saw Milwaukee crumbled. They couldn't figure out who was going to have the ball, and they didn't move the ball at all. They just were so stagnant, and it was easy to play defense on them. But shout out to Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. That could be the series-defining win that's going to get them over the hump. I don't know if they're going to be able to get it done in Milwaukee, but he did win a defining legacy game for his team. Shout out to the role players as well for helping him, because when you see your superstar giving everything they got, you got to help him out, man. You got to help him out, and they did what they needed to do. But on to some big news, man. This is some really big news. Tonight's game against the Jazz and the Philadelphia and Atlanta game, we got some major injuries going on, man. Kawhi Leonard is probably the biggest one because he's not playing, and they don't know a timetable of when he's going to come back. And I feel like this is devastating for the Clippers.
They saying it's possibly a torn ACL.
I thought it was something crazy because it don't make sense. It don't. Look, you got Embiid playing with a torn meniscus, okay? And you telling me you, Kawhi Leonard, the cyborg, you can't play with a sprained knee? You telling me I think it's something, that's what I'm saying. I think it's something more serious. They don't want to say because a sprained knee out indefinitely. I don't care. Anthony Davis played with a sprained knee when he sprung his knee against Phoenix with that block. When he came down wrong, he sprained his knee. He wasn't the same. That's how he ended up pulling his groin. So if Anthony Davis can play with a sprained knee, who are big men, and then you got Embiid playing with a torn meniscus. How you can't play with a sprained knee? It's got to be more serious, and they don't want to report it just yet. Because if it comes out that Kawhi Leonard tore his ACL, oh, that's bad. Oh, that's not even bad for the Clippers right now, but that's bad because it's contract year for him. This is a contract year.
Well, it's not necessarily a contract year. It's more or less he can opt back in and collect his bread and just rehab. So then next year, it's like it's the actual final deal of his contract.
But he won't be back. He won't be back. He won't be back until, bro, think about it. It takes a year to recover from an ACL injury. So he's not going to play no basketball all year. So who's going to give him big money?
And it's Kawhi.
Who's going to give him big money, though?
That's him. That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like he's going to opt in, collect this bag this season, or the season he's about to miss, basically. And then he's back in free agency, and then he got to figure it out. And he's going to have to figure out who wants to pay. But we all know. Come on, man. Kawhi with injuries? Kawhi ain't coming back no time soon. If it's a torn ACL, Kawhi, what's this, 2021? We may not see Kawhi till this January 2023.
Yeah.
That's just how, that's kind of how he roll. And so it's very unfortunate. Now everybody looking at PG.
Yeah.
Paul George, this is what, because Bake, I think you mentioned it. Now it's time for Paul George to be the number one again, like he was in Indiana.
Yeah.
Now it's time for him to be the number one. Can Paul George, as the number one, lift this team past the Jazz? That's the only question I had. That's the only thing I need to see. He ain't got to have KD-like numbers, but Paul George right now is in prime position to get rid of all the negative stigmas and everything.
Yes.
He has to lift this team at least to the next round.
Yes.
And then we can revisit things. But he has to at least get them to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I would agree. I think this is Paul George's opportunity to silence the critics. And look, Paul George is an amazing talent, man.
Yes.
He's 6'9". He has a great tool bag. He got a lot of stuff in his tool bag. He can do a lot of things. And he can put on a KD performance, in my opinion, if he gets in that Duffy and he plays with confidence. I want to see Paul George come out aggressive. I want to see him come out confident and putting the Clippers on his back to say, look, hey, I'm going to do this for my dog. I'm going to do this for my city. I'm going to do this for y'all. And I just think he's going to need some support from the Clippers, from the supporting cast. They're going to have to support him. If he put on a heroic performance, he's still going to need some support from the Clippers supporting cast. I just don't know if they're going to do it because they don't play as well on the road. We've had some heroic performance from Reggie Jackson. We had some heroic performance from him on the road. Morris, not so much. I mean, Morris.
He had a good.
He played great at home, but not on the road. Morris is. I don't know what Morris show up on the road, but Reggie Jackson have been balling the 2 games that they did play in Utah. He gave them some spark and he gave them some numbers, and they need man to do what they need to do. But no Kawhi is going to be a hard bargain. But again, Utah's not all the way healthy. You got Donovan Mitchell who's still laboring that ankle. We got Conley. So it's an even matchup right now, in my opinion.
Huh.
It's an even matchup.
That's why I was saying Paul George, because Conley's out again tonight. So it's not like Conley came back, Kawhi's out. Now Utah is relatively healthy.
Yeah.
Utah still is without. So that's why Paul George has to uplift this. And then when we look at the Sixers Hawks, you can see that Embiid was affected, whether he wants to admit it or not. But to go 0 for 12 in the second half, like that's not Embiid-like. And it wasn't that he was settling. It wasn't like he was out there just taking jumpers and all that stuff. He was missing everywhere in the paint, a little bit outside the paint, all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't that, that he wasn't trying, but I mean, he did still grab 20 boards. He had 17 points, and the Sixers still had a chance. He just missed a layup, but I think a part of that is because he knows that his explosion can only go so far. So you know how it is. If he was to really explode, that means you really got to land.
Yeah.
And when you really got to land, any kind of landing tweak can be detrimental to the knee. Because I've had a slightly torn meniscus before, And I already know every time you do something, you get this nagging little tingly feeling in your knee, and it stays for about 15 minutes, and then it leaves, and then you feel good again. So with him, when you look at that layup, it was like, I can go, but I'm gonna just try to finesse it, and then that's how he missed it. But if he'd have been healthy, I feel like that's probably a dunk, and we looking at a different series. So
yeah, for sure. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Shout out to Trae Young, man. He's here. Trae Young is here. He didn't shoot the ball well, but he did the other things, and that's when you.
Did he have 17 assists?
Yes, that's when you take the game to another level. Again, I get it. The other people have to make those shots, but you creating good looks. That's what you're in the NBA for. You got to make those damn shots. Make your shots, and then you're good to go. But here's my thing about Philly, man. And I got to go at this, man, because I'm just disappointed. Ben Simmons, man.
I knew he was going.
Ben Simmons. I don't understand. You know that your man's. This is what I don't understand about this. See, one thing I do respect about the Bulls in the old days when they used to play, it was like like when Jordan went out there and played with his heart, they rallied around that. They didn't want to let their brother like go out like that. So they supported him. They did what they needed to do. And then Jordan closed the show. Again, you saw a little bit of that against the Brooklyn Nets. KD did everything in his power to help his team win those games. And they gave him a little bit spark that he needed to close. Ben Simmons, you got one of the best centers to damn near play this game. One of the most skilled centers to ever play this game. I'm not going to hold you. Can stretch the floor, inside, mid-range, could do it all. He could do it all. The man is only issue with Embiid always been injuries. Here's my thing. You got this man playing with a torn meniscus, and you're not picking up the slack from the points wise. Like what are you doing? You 11 points again. Like what?
I think he only took one shot in the second half or something like that. Something strange.
Like, how are you damn near 7 foot? And the only thing you can do is, you know what? You know who Ben Simmons is? Ben Simmons is a playmaking lockdown. He can't score. He can't shoot. He can't do nothing but facilitate and play defense and get a dunk. He can't do nothing. And it's disappointing. How are you 7 foot? And all you can do is make and play a little bit of defense. I don't understand that. Like, look, man, it comes a time. I get Doc Rivers is supporting their mans and they're saying, look, that's not as good. I don't give a damn. You got to be able to give me more than what you're giving me right now. You got your mans doing everything in his power to help y'all win, and you are not picking up the slack. What are you 7 foot for? You damn near one of the second biggest man on the floor. And you're not even trying to take shots. It's disappointing, man.
Listen, I think because our boy Jay gonna come on, and I'm gonna defer to him. Ben Simmons is who Ben Simmons is. And we, as basketball fans, have to stop expecting more out of Ben Simmons. Like, this is just you, others. We want Ben Simmons to be great. He wants to be regular. Yes. That's all I can see. It's not that he wants to be bad, because he's a great defensive player. He can create his game. He has a solid skill set, but I don't see where he really just wants to be great. And he carries that attitude like he does, but it doesn't show on the court. Because like you said, bro, there's no way my guy is hampered, and I'm not about to go balls to the wall to make sure I am picking it up to make sure that we can come out and try to win this game. And but to me, that goes back to his stubbornness and the psychological warfare that he has with himself, as far as working on his game, but not far as taking his game that he's working on to the court. You feel me? He doesn't want to be fouled. Why? Because psychologically, it's a free throw thing. So I know I'm not going to shoot, but if I go to the hole, they're going to foul me. So then I got to go do what? I got to go shoot free throws. And because and free throws is all mental. That's what free throws is. It's a mental thing, because
the technique is just they did.
Yeah, but when you look at his form and you look at his shot, It's not an ugly form. It's not an ugly shot. I mean, it kind of, you know, the elbow ain't always.
I know this. When you look at his
People,
shoots,
they
like
want you to have this kind of elbow, people, for shooting.
he shoots like this though. He grabbed the ball and it's weird. It's
yeah,
like
I know. That's what I'm saying. Because the normal shot, they want you to keep this elbow parallel, and you want to keep the L. So when your follow through hits, it's like this. When he shoots, it end up doing this. He can't keep his elbow here.
He want to be a Q. That's what he want to do. He want to be a Q. But at the end of the day, I just don't. I expect more for him. You're only taking 10 shot attempts, bro. I just like, in my opinion, Ben Simmons and Giannis are so alike. They're so alike. Giannis is just a tad bit better because he's at least gonna try to score. Ben Simmons ain't even looking to score. That's my point. I can understand if your offensive game is not there, but you're not even looking to try to create something. I hate all these damn videos when you see on the off season when these dudes doing all this bull crap that you're not even working on in the game. So what's the purpose of working on it in the off season if you're not going to utilize it? But hey, at the end of the day, this is a series. If Embiid is hurt, it's going to be rough for Philly. It's going to be rough. And not Milwaukee, but Atlanta can end up winning the series. And last one before we let my man Hottakejay come up in here. Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns are playing some of the greatest basketball I've seen in a minute. As a team, though, they got some elite players, but the team, they're confident, and they swept the Nuggets, and it wasn't even close. They beat them bad at their crib all game, both games. It wasn't even close. The games was out of hand. Jokic ended up falling out because he frustrated. And we had a conversation with some of my buddies. They was talking about they're going to trade Jamal Murray and keep – no. They ain't trading nobody, okay? They're going to keep Jamal Murray because they realize Michael Porter Jr. is not that, okay? Michael Porter Jr. is just not that. Simple as that. All the talent in the world, but he's just not that. He bails out. See, one thing I appreciate about KD, he's not the biggest dude, but he gets to his spots and makes the game easy for him. He makes the game easy. He's 7 foot. He's not going to just shoot three-pointers all day. He's going to come up, pull up on the mid-range. He's going to take you to the coop. Then he's going to hit you from the three. Then he's going to long heam you and dunk on your ass. He just got different arsenals to you, but Michael Porter Jr., all they want to do is do a step back, shoot a three. That's all you want to do.
That's all they want to do.
You want to shoot threes.
That's all I watch. You know, after a while, you get to watching the game. You just get bored with watching the game because you kind of know what's going to happen. I knew Chris Paul was going to come down, pick and roll, hit the mid-range. I knew D-Book was going to create a couple of shots. And then I knew Chris Paul would come off the pick and roll, find an open three-point shooter, and shoot. Denver, I knew they was going to give it to Jokic. He was going to do Jokic-type stuff. And Michael Porter was going to stand somewhere and shoot a three. Like, that's all he legitimately wants to do is shoot a three. There's no reason to be 6'10" with athleticism and with nice arm length and all that kind of stuff, and you just want to shoot threes. That's it. Not come off a screen and attack the basket, not come off the screen and shoot a little mid-range jumper, not even getting you a Duffy with your handle and find a way to get past somebody. You want to just shoot threes. And then the thing that kills me, bro, again, I didn't make it to the NBA, okay? I wasn't blessed with that kind of talent. But I know that the humbleness that you're supposed to have when it comes to things, a lot of these dudes lack. It's like y'all be mad at us as people who criticize the game and what y'all not doing, but y'all showing us what y'all not doing. But y'all want to walk around with your chest all out and like, bro, don't nobody care about none of that stuff. Because when the lights is bright and you playing against people that are equal or better than you, you're not that good. You be at the rec, you be at the YMCAs, these little open runs in New York, you doing all that whoop, whoop, wop, wop, cute stuff, looking spectacular. But when it come to real NBA guys, you're normal. So I'm tired of it, man. It's just sickening because it's just like this league, it's just so many prima donnas. Yeah. You feel me? It's just so many pretenders that are really not about this NBA life. And I never played, but just looking at it and watching the game over the years, it wasn't like that in the mid 90s through the 2000s. It was, you feel me? It was just like they played basketball, bro. And I'm not seeing that. And it's just sickening.
It is. But Let's get my man Hottakejay up in here, so he can tap into everything that's been going on, man. Where you at, Jay? You there?
Yeah, man. Y'all hear me? Hold on.
Hear you. What happened? You good? You Gucci?
Yeah, I'm
whoa.
good.
Oh,
Hottakejay. God.
Yeah, we good over here, bro.
Man.
Oh, look at this room.
Look at this man right here.
I've been trying to set this up for a minute, man. Y'all catching me coming in? Yeah, I'm not here to play no games.
He ain't playing no games, man.
That boy got the sexual seduction background.
Yeah, man. We talking about hoops. I feel like I'm in Miami all over.
Look at him.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Good
We're
Lord.
trying to come with it, man.
I feel it.
Not have no hot takes and not look hot.
I feel it. I feel that, man.
Jay, man, listen, we have to start recording live from your room, bro. The ambiance is nice and hot take friendly. Look at it. Boy, Jay, you're back. You are something.
I'm almost there. We got to get I just got the adapter thing for the camcorder, so I got to find the right angle and stuff. But we're gonna get this edit right, man. We're gonna have some fun with it. We're gonna laugh at some of the dumb hot takes that look pretty bad right now, but we gonna get there. Yeah,
we definitely is. But let's start off with Phoenix, man. Is Phoenix the team to beat right now, Jay? I know Chris Paul ended up catching the vid supposedly, so he's probably gonna be on a 14 to 10-day protocol, but we don't know how long this Clipper in Utah series is going to be. We'll talk about that in just a sec. But is Phoenix the team to beat right now, Jay?
Bro, they're backing into it, and it seems like every year it's like, free agency, start of the league happens. We look at who's stacked, and then it's like it just turns into this last man standing, and it seems like that every year. And the CP3 COVID stuff, I think it's much to do about nothing. He's going to get cleared. They're fully healthy. DeAndre Ayton is good enough, and now that the Clippers are dead man walking, CP3 and Book are going to finally give Gobert the cooking that he deserves. So.
Send us to the finals, baby. I've said it, man. Send us to the finals. My Phoenix Suns. My Phoenix Suns.
Right now. This man said that.
That's embarrassing, bro. You had the Lakers jerseys up just the other day.
My Phoenix Suns.
Don't do that. You're not a real Laker fan. Stuff like that ever. So Jay, man, I know you said Clippers are dead man walking, man. How do you feel about Paul George going into Utah in the pivotal game 5? No Kawhi. We don't know how serious the injuries. People are saying that possibly could be a ACL tear. Right now, it's still reported as a sprained knee. How do you feel about PG going in game 5? You think he can pull it out or no?
You know what, he can. I think I don't know. I don't have any hot takes around the Clippers or the Jazz at this point. What I will say is PG's been showing a little bit more facilitating. I think he's wrapped his head around what's coming his way, and if you take any notes from KD last night, then this is a golden opportunity because you got nothing to lose, man. This is house money. Ain't nobody gonna be ragging on you when Kawhi's down, but you got all of it right there in front of you to gain. So if he can galvanize the guys and get some flow going for the team and put up some nice numbers, the glory is to be had.
Jay, let me ask you this. So I like your take as far as he has nothing technically to lose. This means, so let me ask you this. What kind of numbers are acceptable versus unacceptable to where people can't still throw criticism?
Some Luka Doncic numbers and still taking on the challenge defensively. Like we're talking about a game. Come on, man. We're talking about a game. Had KD lost yesterday, nobody would be giving KD no kind of shade, not 1 ounce, right? Win or lose, he came with it. Paul George needs to bring that kind of fire. But if this dude comes out here, plays 38 minutes, goes 3 for 13 with 4 assists and 6 rebounds, and it just don't even look it, then, light his ass on fire.
That's what I was about to say, Jay. I was about to say that I think it's even more pressure now on Paul George without Kawhi, because now they're going to be looking at him like you're the guy.
But the pressure, here's the thing though. Where does the pressure start? The pressure starts from having to win, right? At this point, you ain't necessarily expected to win. You just got to go out there and bust your ass. That's it, man. Do you play with some confidence and some swag.
I hear that. I hear that, but it's still pressure, in my opinion, because again, even though they're not expecting them, quote unquote, to win in Utah, this is an opportunity. This is a legacy game.
Golden, exactly.
So if he doesn't show up, then that playoff Pete is going to be living forever, just off this one game. It's just, and it's not that it's like that, because when he played those beautiful games in games 3 and 4, it got overshadowed by Kawhi Leonard. Like Paul George didn't do a goddamn thing, which was kind of messed up. And that they did him like that, but that's just what comes to the territory. But this is a golden moment. Yeah. And there's so much pressure on his head top to go out there and perform. Even though he doesn't win, if he wins, it's Paul George's woo. But if he loses and he put up an amazing performance, then it's gonna be, hey, you got to stop calling PG playoff P. He tried, he did everything he could. He put up astounding numbers. It's just the Jazz was the better team that night. But if he goes out there and he plays horrible and he gets into that I wasn't in the right space kind of Paul George, I think that's going to be very, very crucial to his legacy. And they're going to be like, yo, he is what we thought we are, what we thought he was. And I don't want that to happen to him, because I love PG. I know he has the ability to be a great player in this league. I think it's a mental thing with PG more than a talent thing with him. So I really hope he comes in and plays loose, plays great. But it is a lot of pressure, in my opinion, because this is a legacy. Is he going to continue to be playoff Pete, or are we going to start putting some respect on Paul George's name? It's one or the other, in my opinion. He can get respect in a loss, but he's going to get damn a lot of respect if he plays great in a win. But if he plays horrible and he loses, it's going to be trash. They're going to be hunting him crazy. How do you feel about the Embiid injury and Trae Young injury? Do you forget? No. Scratch that. Let's talk about Ben Simmons. Let's talk about it, because I know you said Ben Simmons not that player. So what is Ben Simmons? Because you know who Ben Simmons is. You may have an idea who he is. Yeah. Please tell us in the world, who is Ben Simmons? Because going out there, scoring 11 points, taking 10 shot attempts, and you're supposed to be the second best player or maybe the third best player on your team. That's unacceptable. You tell me who
it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. But you guys heard me last time. Joel Embiid is not the player to have next to him, and then you have to have a scheme around it. And nothing about that roster. Yeah, they got shooters, but it's Joel Embiid is built for somebody like Trae Young or Dame, or not even that quality. Maybe you could even go more low budget than that. But Ben Simmons needs that same kind of player. When Joel Embiid is clogging the paint, okay, yeah, he spot up for a couple threes. But if it's me, Giannis and Ben Simmons got more in common than we'd like to think as players. And the only thing is Giannis don't care about looking bad by pulling, which I don't want to ruin the next topic. But here's my thing. He needs to be playing at center, and he needs to be splitting the ball handling duties with somebody they can run a nice two-man game with, period. So if he's next to somebody like Jeremy Grant or Miles Turner, and he can always be in the dunker spot when he's not on the ball, and you got some real two-man action to keep him involved, then all of a sudden you got a partner in crime and he's looking good. But until then, he's going to have these games that make him look like the sticky stuff on the bottom of your shoe because he's put in positions where he's not set up to succeed. And we're going to keep bagging on him, but 33% is the GM, 33% is the coach, and then 33% is on him. Whatever, 34, whatever, you know the math. But he is accountable. Don't get it twisted. He is. But they ain't setting him up for success, man.
So you telling me
I'll buy him. Let me get some action at him. We'll use him right.
So you think that it's a Doc Rivers not utilizing Ben Simmons' talent
and an Elton Brand, Daryl Morey thing, and they really, Joel Embiid has 3 years of being a dominant presence, and if you built this team right, Ben Simmons has 10 to 12 years of longevity. If you built the team specifically around him, the same way Lamar Jackson, Trae Young, Luka Doncic, all these players get the team built around them. Ben Simmons needs that. If you ain't gonna get it, then trade him for the player that they need now, so they can maximize Embiid for the next 3 years. Because you know them 300 pounds, 7 foot guys. Once they get 28, 29, it happens overnight. So, you know, they don't match. Trade one of them and get the right piece, get the right chemistry that y'all need. It's that simple.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Morey and I'm Brand, Ben is who I'm trading, because I just feel like Embiid's skill set, I can plug something there at the point guard position to help Embiid. With Ben Simmons' skill set, I got to damn near strip the team almost, close to it. You feel me? And I agree with you. I just look at it like this, Jay. Ben Simmons been in the league now 5 years. 5 years. And for him to still not elevate his game, that's a problem with me, especially at the superstardom rate that he wants to become. It's like you can come into the league at first, no real jumper, you feel me? No real extra facets to your game. By year 2, everything's supposed to be progressional. I feel like Ben Simmons is still the same person we've seen in year 1.
I don't think that's necessarily fair, because when you're broke, you're broke. You can't, if you ain't confident. Shooting is 80% confidence, and there's flow and there's repetition. But what you're asking is like Kawhi Leonard. We need you to be the most vocal person. We need to get you up in here, and you need to be this floor general. Like, dude, that ain't your lane. You don't even like getting in front of the camera. You don't like opening your mouth. So it's like, why after 10 years has Kawhi not grown on that front? That's just not your lane, bro.
But I think that's a person. But when you look at that, that's public and that's media relation. Like Kawhi could never talk, because when he get on that court, he can give you 30. But when I look at Ben Simmons for his game, and again, like if you're broke, you're broke. Okay, but for you can work on and develop Jason Kidd was broke.
Yeah.
Right? When we think about a young J Kidd, when he came out in 96, 94, 96, 94, whatever that time was, Jason Kidd couldn't shoot a lick. Couldn't shoot to save his damn life.
You are right. But he had to evolve. Let me ask you this. What position did you play in football?
Me?
Yeah.
Always, or what you mean?
Or like, what was when you was at your peak of your game, what position was you playing?
Safety.
See, and you know what? When you ask that question, it's so funny because you identify with being a safety. Yeah. So like when that's your mindset, what I'm saying about Ben Simmons is his mindset. When you go out there, you gravitate to what you do well. He passes the ball. He taking pride. He calling himself the defensive player of the year.
I respect that.
So what I'm getting at here is, when if he don't want to be a great shooter, then it's the GM's job to realize that early. Know what you got. You know what I'm saying? And build around it. And if you ain't committed to it, you're just sitting here waiting to get overpaid. Let me broach something with you. Like there's a trade, and I don't think Boston would do it because they're holding more of the cards. But let's take a trade hypothetical. Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons. If you put Ben Simmons with Jason Tatum and they got to run some nice 2-man action, and the other big was somebody like, I don't know, Jeremy Grant, Robert Covington out there, you could have this hybrid Boston lineup where they don't have a true center, but Ben Simmons is in the crunch time 5. All of a sudden, him and Jason Tatum got this 2-man thing going, and Ben Simmons is looking like, I don't know who, Magic Johnson maybe. What I'm getting at here is you just got to maximize, understand what you have, accept what he's not going to be or what the trajectory ain't looking like, and move on it. Pick one.
I get
or get off the pot.
I get that. I get that. But here's what I will say. If that's his strong points, I get it. You want to utilize his strengths. You want to maximize his strengths. But even in the points of when they do utilize them in the pick and roll sometimes, he's not even looking to try to be aggressive to basketball. That's what I'm saying. If Doc calls a pick and roll where you're trying to utilize Ben Simmons coming downhill, right?
Yep.
He's not even looking to be aggressive to try to score the basketball. He's scoring a lot of his points off rebounds and putbacks and things like that. He's damn near a center out there.
And his accountability is never going to fall below 30 to 50%, bro. You got to be trying to get better, and you got to be aggressive. So, I mean, my premise is
that's my thing is here. And another thing, when you go to another team and they want to maximize, all the teams are going to do is they're going to do what they're doing, and we're going to talk about it right now in a few seconds. Is they're going to do the Giannis treatment. Okay, we know Ben Simmons can't shoot. We know he just want to get to the rim. So all we're going to do is we're going to box up this motherfucking rim in this paint, and we're going to force him to shoot the jump shot. Now he's really going to be one-dimensional because now, even if they try to do the pick and roll, they're going to force him. They're going to play down on the pick and roll and make him shoot the basketball because he's not getting no penetration in the paint. No matter what team you go to, if you don't try to work and develop your game, one thing I do want to give Giannis credit is that he's at least trying to get better.
Yeah.
It's still horrible at times, but he at least taking the shot. I just wish he would live in that mid-range area rather than that three-point area. I wish he'll turn around and face up and shoot it a backboard shot. Like, people don't even use the backboard no more. It's either nothing but net or it's broke at the end of the day. But I will appreciate if he does that instead of falling into the defensive trap and shooting threes. Ben Simmons won't even shoot the ball. That's my thing. He won't even make an attempt. Like, bro.
But no, let's slide over and let's use it because I think the situations right now are very much similar. And the only difference is Giannis don't care what he looks like. And I'll give him a little bit of credit because I want to light his ass on fire too here in a minute. But his free throw line extended is broke too. And what became painfully obvious to me as I was watching both of these series is that they need a partner in crime buddy. And what my mistake was when I got on here, let me clarify something because I said something. You guys looked at me sideways and I didn't get to finish what I wanted to say. When I said Drew Holiday is a better player than CP3, that sounded sacrilegious and I apologize. What I'm getting at here is based off of their age, that if they were both free agents right now, Drew Holiday might get more money. And that's pretty much what I was getting at. But what CP3 does is he's directing, he's conducting, he's what Giannis needs, he's what Ben Simmons needs. These players just need that partner in crime because standing at the top of the three-point line with the ball, with four other people standing around looking at you crazy, ain't it? It ain't it.
As we move on to the Bucks, this is my last thing with Simmons. Jay, my biggest thing is we have to look at the evolution of basketball, right? Mm-hmm. And the times that we're playing in. And so when I'm saying he has to continue to develop, that's what I'm saying because of what the game is now. You feel me? Like it was a time where he can get away with just being this one-dimensional player. It's like, all right, well, everybody else ain't that good either. But the game is so wide open and spread, and these teams are starting to use zone defenses and different kind of looks to where your game damn near it can't be one-dimensional because that's how Giannis keep getting exposed because his game is just one-dimensional. When we talk about the top scorers and we talk about the people that's getting better, KD can score at all levels. Dame, Steph, Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. The list can go on and on and on. And Ben Simmons is projected to be in that tier of players because he's always a preliminary all-star. He's a defensive player of the year candidate. He's a first team, like he's supposed, like people want him in that tier.
Everybody in the country who watches basketball is talking about what Ben Simmons should be doing. And the whole country is right. But what's the first step of overcoming your alcoholism?
Acceptance.
Owning the fact that you got a problem. Yeah. The problem here is Ben Simmons don't feel like he got a problem.
Facts, because he said it.
And until he feels that, and how do you impose that on him? He's like, I'm the number one pick. I came out here doing what I was doing from day one, and y'all drafted me, so I don't have no accountability to change. Ship your ass out of town. You're gonna have an accountability to change.
Got the
your role gets reduced. You're gonna feel that. But if he keeps get allowed and enabled, he has no reason to change.
Here's my thing. Okay, look, all right. You don't necessarily have to be able to shoot threes at the end.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
You don't. Tim Duncan rarely shot threes, and he's probably one of the best. He's the best power forward to ever play this game. He stayed within his elements. See, that's what people think. We think that we got to shoot threes or we got to be able to. No, you don't. Just shoot the ball in your area very, very well. Ben Simmons is too damn big to not be able to shoot within that center of the paint. Like, yo, turn and face. You got to figure out something. Turn and face and hit me with a backboard. Turn and face, hit me with a floater. Turn and face, hit me with a jump hook. Turn and face, hit me with something. You are 7 foot. You only 3 feet away from the basket. It's like at the end of the day, if you don't have a crazy bag, you don't have to shoot 3-pointers and do what everybody else is doing. You can live within that mid-range area, but dominate it. That's all you got to do is dominate it. That's what makes Tim Duncan who he is. He never really shot threes like that. Tim Duncan come to his spot, get to his spot, hit you with one of those, hit you with a bank shot, turn and face, mid-range, or he'll post you up, hit you with a post move. Work on your game. That's the issue that I have with Ben Simmons, is that he's not working on nothing.
He don't need a three, but in any and here's I have one of my core values when I watch the league and I see what's wrong and I evaluate every team. I do think you need 4 shooters. Like, you need to be 4 wide damn near at all times. You might be able to get away with 5-10 bench minutes where you got 2 non-shooters out there. But the problem is every single time you put Dwight or somebody else in there, all of a sudden you got 2 non-shooters. The floor automatically looks clogged, and your life is twice as hard as it should be. So and Embiid is good, but he dominates the ball so much. He's a streaky shooter, and it's like if I could trade Embiid for anybody or pick Ben Simmons' teammate, anybody in the league, Joel Embiid might be the most dominating player, but he's not the one you would pick if you wanted to pair somebody with Ben Simmons.
I hear that. But let's move on. We didn't talk a lot about Ben Simmons. Again, I just wish that he tap into the potential that he could possibly be if he utilized it. But again, not everybody want to be that great. People just want to be cool with being okay. Now let's talk about it, man. I know you said you about to rip their butthole. Pause. That just sounded bad. But you about to go crazy on Giannis, man. So let's talk about yesterday's game, man. How do you feel about the Bucks' performance? Up 17 in the third quarter, and they just found a way to just give it back, give it up, and just look bad from start to finish in that third quarter, man. And how do you feel about Giannis? How do you feel about KD? Was it more so KD, or was it a little bit of the Bucks, or could have been a little bit of both?
Actually, it was definitely both. There's never any absolutes in the game of basketball, but it was 75% the Bucks throwing it away, and it was 25% the Nets, and specifically KD, snatching that meat right up out their mouth. And yeah, dude, he's a dog with a bone. You just snatched that. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean.
No, I do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you finish. So, Jay, let me ask you this: as a GM, would you fire Budenholzer right now?
Dude, yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yesterday. So, like I said, I was telling my homeboy yesterday, I was like, Budenholzer is at least 60% culpable here. I mean, his substitutions, his lack of strategy, game plan, like the whole, 2 minutes into the game, oh, you guys want to put Harden out here? Oh, this dude can't move and he's out here literally just making a pass and just some, to hype his team up. Oh, you know how we do, find the bum. Find the bum, and he's in every action. And bro,
it was disappointing.
Yeah.
It was
embarrassing. Deplorable.
I didn't get a chance to watch the beginning of the game because I was on the road, but I wouldn't have given a damn who Hart was guarding. I'd have told that person, look, I need you just to run around.
Exactly.
Just go run around. I need you to run around 2 times, right? And then go set a screen.
I counted at least 5 times. Him and Drew Holiday had, when they're half-court offense, you sizing somebody up at the top of the 3-point line, Harden's out there, and both Giannis and Drew Holiday had him multiple times, and they're passing the rock off. Like, what is going on here?
Bro,
this dude ain't moving laterally at all.
There was big time nervous, man. And here's my thing, man. Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to KD. They did everything they needed to do to win that game, but the Bucks look horrible when it started to get crunch time and the booty started to get tight. You can tell they whole offense looked flustered. They looked out of sort. They was just like, oh, you got it this time. There was no flow. There was no movement. And what they did, Brooklyn even, look, when they started to utilize and win against Harden, what they did, they put Harden on Brook Lopez. And Brook Lopez was just going to sit on the three-point line. I don't want, look. In my opinion, I get it. Brook Lopez may not have a post game like that. But hold on.
He had a post game.
No, I'm saying he lived in the post in the first half. The second half, they wanted to spread the floor because they wanted to go to the Giannis dribble down offense. That's what they wanted to do. That's a coach decision. That's a coach decision to say, look, spread the floor, 5 out, Giannis make a move, make something happen. That's on him. But here's my thing. When you allow a player with one leg to just chill out there and not even be put no pressure on that leg, don't get attacked, then you don't want to win.
Exactly.
You don't want to win. And it showed me about Milwaukee a lot. And Milwaukee, they're nice. Okay? I'm just going to go out there and say it. They're just nice guys. You get your ass whooped game 5. You had a man go crazy on you. And you're going to say he's the best player in the world. When you still had a chance to win the game, your response is he's the best player in the world. What you want me to do? I would never. I don't give a damn how great this player is. If we're still in the series, I'm not giving you no flowers until after the end, till you send my ass home. You still had a chance to win.
Really not even then.
You still had a chance to win. And you fumbled the bag, and then you go to instead of just saying, you know what? That's on me. I got to do better. Next time, if I see somebody like that again, who cares if he's going to torch you regardless? Just own up to it. You're the defensive player or first team all defense, and you didn't stick them at all. You ran away from all that smoke. I don't know who you supposed to be if you're the 2-time reigning MVP. Look, dog, just try. You didn't even try, Giannis. That's one thing that after that comment he said, he didn't want no smoke. Giannis is nice. He's a nice guy. There's nothing wrong.
I don't know if it's an African thing or what, bro. So here's the point where it lost me when he made that quote, and I'm like, is he playing coy? Is he playing coy? Y'all remember when I said that on the last pod because he made a similar.
Hey Jay, he said after game 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, but I was like, maybe he's just playing coy, right? Just for the camera. But when KD, I don't know if y'all caught this, but KD chunked him off like it was like supposed to be. He was going for a jump ball. KD said, "Get off me!" Expletive, and I'm like, ooh. Okay, I'm like, let me get my popcorn, man. Giannis, what you gonna do? None.
Soft.
None.
Butter biscuits.
He was soft butter biscuits, and that's the thing. And he's the leader, and you get that from the team. Like you got PJ Tucker. It's Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's the best player in the world. It's hard to guard him. I get all that, but what you need to be saying is, look, Kevin Durant's great, but hey, we're gonna do everything we can to stop that man. And if we tip his cap to him at the end of the day, but I'm not about to be over here. He's the best player in the world. What do you want me to do? I'm not saying that. I would say, hey, he had a great performance tonight, but we got to do better. It shouldn't even got to that. Even got to that. We was up by 17. I'm telling you, they had their foot on the throat, and it was like, nah, we don't want him. We gonna spare his life. And what they did is the role players gave Kevin, because I'm telling you, man, I watched that game. Kevin Durant was deflated in the third quarter when they went on that run. Milwaukee went on a big run. They went up by 17. They called a timeout. You could tell his body language was like, bruh, hey, man, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this goddamn off. And the other player, Jeff Green, Blake Griffin, Shamet, they hit some pivotal shots, and they gave that man a lot. You ever see Godzilla versus King Kong? And when they stepped on his chest, and he stepped, and Godzilla looked down like, Rah! He was out. But then that dude woke him up again. Gave him life. And then King Kong went crazy after that. That's why KD was he was at that point where it was like, yo, I don't think
they needed
to win this game.
They just needed a couple more buckets. You could tell it was every game has a moment like that, especially when there's a flaw in the winning team, like, you know, Giannis not having a signature go-to move to get a bucket. And all of a sudden that pressure started busting some pipes, bro. Like it was just not, because it could have been a 30-point game and we wouldn't even be having none of this conversation right now.
We'll still be talking about KD performance, but not enough. I'm telling you, when
KD plays the full game to have that performance.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even think he go for 40 if the Bucks put the game away. But what happened was they was like, look, we're stopping KD. We're getting the balls out of his hands, and then we make it. But the other players hit some shots, and that deflated the Bucks because they was like, oh, snaps. They hitting them. Mm-hmm. So Budenholzer was like, well, we can't double them because if we double them, now they hitting shots.
You know what? Got to give Drew Holiday some accountability because he disappointed me. And I'm sitting here like, why are they not running more two-man action? Why is Drew Holiday not stepping up for the challenge? And then he tries to come, and I don't know what the hell was running through his mind when he pulled up at the free throw line and shot that air ball. I'm like, oh my God, player, man, what is going on here, doggy, man? We need to, what? Yeah.
I'm telling you, before we end up wrapping up, man, is that you saw the Bucks get flustered, scared, and out of whack. Their offense didn't have no more flow. Everybody was playing look at me basketball. It was like, okay, you got the ball, dribble. No, give it to him. Dribble. They had no flow to the offense, no movement to the offense. So you could just see the house was crumbling little by little. And then the more KD was in his bag in the fourth quarter, they really folded. It was like, oh, damn. Because even when they had chances to go ahead because of KD maybe missed the shot or something, they couldn't do it. They were still looking like, well, how are we going to get this bucket? Where are we going to get the bucket? Who's going to score? And that showed me their real identity is that the Bucks are just not there. Like they're not there. They're not ready to take that next step. And Giannis is going to be another player that's going to be an amazing playoff. I mean, a regular season player, but not great in the playoffs.
Yeah, I listen. It's just one of those situations, man, where I picked the Bucks to win this series because I thought I was going to have the Bucks from round 1 and round 2, but obviously I got the Bucks from 2020, 2019, 2018, and so on and so forth. So I'm done with the Bucks. Okay, they can Milwaukee their ass up out of here.
Let me ask you this question, though. Because I think there's a player I have in mind where, like, would this happen on their watch? And it doesn't have to be Chris Paul and his $40 million. My question to you is, Kyle Lowry is going to probably command like 20-something and be out of Milwaukee's price range. But if he said, I'll take 10 million and I'll come in here and I'll be the starting PG, would something like what just happened happen with Kyle Lowry on the roster if they was able to finagle him without giving up anything?
No.
I disagree.
I think because
you think it would happen.
I think it would because here's my thing. And we're seeing it too with the Clippers. Rondo came. Rondo ain't even playing no more.
Yeah.
Rondo's on the bench. And I'm seeing it. I saw it last night. Giannis, again, he's getting in this mindset, give me the ball, let me do what I'm going to do. Because it was times where Drew Holiday had the basketball, and I think that's what was wrong with Drew Holiday, because he couldn't get in his Duffy. He couldn't play the way he wanted to play.
Yeah.
Giannis was in that, give me the ball.
Yep, and then walked him right into a charge. You saw that? I was like, but see, that's what I'm getting at. Kyle Lowry would have said, yeah, no. We can run some split action. We got to find you another way to get it inside of 3 feet.
I would agree, but it's not going to happen, bro. It's Giannis' team. And you're seeing
it can be his team, but he needs a partner to run.
Drew Holiday supposed to be that guy. He's supposed to be.
That's it. Shame on me for being his hype man, because I thought he was that.
Drew Holiday was supposed to be that guy. But again, it's Giannis' team, bro. I don't care who you are. It's Giannis' team. Now, if it's Chris Paul, maybe it's a different story because it's Chris Paul. So Giannis probably, but he probably don't respect Kyle Lowry like that enough to be like, all right, you run it. He probably don't feel that way. I'm telling you, because he's getting that mindset. Give me the ball. Let me do what I'm going to do.
So let me ask you this, because Kyle Lowry had Kawhi, right? It was clearly Kawhi's team, but Kyle Lowry was the alpha male.
He was the conductor. He was the general. He was in charge.
What Jay is getting at is Giannis needs be Giannis' team, like you the face, you the guy. But he needs a person that could be like
a conductor.
I don't give a damn what you talking about. Jrue Holiday has never been
he's not that guy.
Alpha male leader. Yeah. Kyle Lowry has been a true alpha male leader. So Jay, I definitely agree.
But here's the thing, bro.
There was no
table it. We could table it for another day. But when Kyle Lowry had Kawhi Leonard was the leader of that team. I don't care.
Hell no. Kawhi
leader
Leonard
by example, maybe. Leader by example, best player on the roster and all that extra stuff. But when it came down to offensive execution.
Kyle Lowry was a floor general. I give you that.
Yeah.
But it was give the ball. No. It was give the ball to Kawhi and all through that playoffs. I don't care what.
But you know what?
Kyle Lowry had an amazing Game 6 performance that helped them beat the Warriors when they was already done. But Kawhi Leonard throughout that playoffs, it was get a ball to Kawhi. So Kawhi gonna work.
No, here's the microcosm of what I'm talking about. Jrue Holiday had that ball, and I swear he was dribbling for like 5 seconds. Giannis was at the free throw line for that full 5 seconds with whoever it was that was on him was literally standing at the bucket, under the bucket. Giannis was at the free throw line. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Jrue was like, yeah, no, dude. What are you going to do with that? Get a charge? Nah, I'm not giving that to you. Nah, 5 seconds go by. All right, man. Here's the rock. What does he do? Go gets a charge. Kyle Lowry is not making that pass, bro. He's not. That's what I'm doing.
He may or may not make that pass, but you got to understand it's not his team.
But babe,
that's not his team, though, bro.
Let me ask you this before we get up out of here. Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, right? It was Steph Curry's team. He was the leader, but we all knew when the rubber hit the road who they was giving the ball to. You can have both of the same things. You can have your leader, you can have the face of your team, and then you can also have a guy that's going to get the rock.
First of all, Steph Curry is not the leader of the Warriors, okay? It's Draymond Green. Draymond Green is the leader of the Warriors, in my opinion. He's the heart and soul. He's the one that gets them going, bro. It's
the context. Leader can mean a few different things.
It can mean a lot of things.
And I'm with both of y'all on it.
Here's my thing though. Kevin Durant, at the end of the day, even though it wasn't his team, it was his team. Okay. When Kevin Durant wanted the ball, he had that ball. When they wanted it was like, go out there, get us a bucket, KD. You're KD. We brung you in here to be KD. That's a different story when you got Kyle Lowry coming in when it's Giannis' team and he's the leader. That's the difference. Kawhi went to Kyle Lowry's team. So even though that Kyle Lowry ran through a lot, the offense ran through a lot through Kawhi Leonard, it was Kyle Lowry's team because he's been there for so long. So
is it Booker's team or is it CP3's team?
That's a great question.
Mm-hmm. Talk to him, Jay. Talk to him, Jay.
I mean, following your rule, it's Book's team, but you know what I'm saying? Like, CP3's running over here calling the shots, dog. Shot caller, CP3, aka.
Here's my thing. Chris Paul, right? I think it's his team to a degree, but it's not his team, though. I think it's Booker's team. I'm telling you the truth. I think it's Booker's team, but that's why I say it's a great question, because again, Chris Paul is a different, like, I'm not saying Kyle Lowry is Chris Paul. Kyle Lowry is a great player, great leader, and he's a phenomenal point guard. He's a dog. He's gonna go out there and try to win games. He's gonna do a lot. He's gonna get his team in the flow and all that good stuff. I give you 1,000% that. But what I'm telling you is when when Kawhi wanted that basketball, he got that basketball. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm not saying that Kyle Lowry just gonna listen to Kawhi, but when Kawhi said, "Ball,"
and I agree with you.
He got the ball.
Here's what I'm saying. Kyle Lowry and Chris Paul, when they say we got to get my man's the ball, he is gonna have a say in how I get you the rock, and that's what I'm saying with Drew Holiday. He just gave it to him, letting him run into a brick wall. And Chris Paul and Kyle Lowry, maybe even Mike Conley, I could go down the list. They're going to say, no, this is how we're going to get you and set you up for success.
Even a Rondo to a certain extent.
Yeah, and Rondo too.
No. Where's Rondo at? And we can table it because we'll talk about this all night. Where's Rondo at? Where's Rondo? No. I'm just asking a question. They brought Rondo in to do what Kyle Lowry and No. They brought Rondo in to do what Kyle Lowry and Chris Paul. They're floor generals. They get the offensive flow. Where the hell is Rondo at?
Oh, he about to be alive and well now that Kawhi.
Okay, but where was he at? He didn't even play after game 1.
No, I'm not. Listen, Bray, you are not wrong. I'm not telling you you're wrong, bro. All we saying is Giannis needs someone, because obviously I think me and Jay are like this. Budenholzer ain't gonna coach Giannis to tell him to shut the hell up. So Giannis needs somebody that's gonna actually be on the court and be like, hey, chill. You gonna get the ball, but how about you move from this free throw to this post and let me give it to you there? Or how about you come over here and set this screen and we can get this switch and
hey,
let me give it to you there.
I hear all that. I hear it all.
But let's find different ways for me to get you right.
I hear that. And I'm not denying that. But then at the end of the day, if Giannis not happy, he's gonna get your ass out of there. It's his team.
That's true.
It's his team. If he feel like, yo, you trying to make me play how you want me to play, and I'm not playing how I want to play, he's gonna send your ass out. That's in my opinion.
And Chris Paul done ran many a teammate off.
Exactly. Look, where was Chris? Okay, I get prime example when we get out of here. Chris Paul, James Harden, right? Yep. Look how that went. Who team was that?
That's James Harden's fault.
No. Whatever, who fault it is. Who team was that?
That was James' team.
Yeah.
Okay. So why? But who was?
Well, you see where you're going with it.
You know what I'm saying? So when James wanted the ball, he got the ball. And what was the clash between the two? Chris Paul wanted to have the ball to do what Chris Paul does, get everybody involved. James said, no, it's my team, dog. Give me the goddamn ball, and we're going to do what I'm going to do. They clash heads. It didn't work. Who got moved?
Yep.
Exactly. It's the same thing. At the end of the day, when the superstar wants the ball, he's going to get the damn ball. I don't care who you are. If this is my team, I'm going to get the ball where I want the ball. All that it sound good. See, it works now because Devin Booker is young. He's a young cat. But I guarantee you, if Devin Booker was a vet and Chris Paul's like, no, D-Book, get your ass over there. I guarantee it'd be different.
So we can get out of here. I think it's more or less about what have you done? And Giannis can't say nothing to a Kyle Lowry because Kyle Lowry got something Giannis ain't got, and that's a damn chip. Chris Paul and James Harden both ain't got chips. So Chris Paul can get up out of here, or James can get him up out of here, because it's like, I don't need to listen to you. You ain't won nothing. You ain't did nothing for me to have to listen to you. So I think that plays a factor in to who's going to be willing to listen to who, and who has more cachet with what, is who actually has won something to really have the cachet to be like.
And Bake, I'm with you that this is the etiquette, and that's how it goes down 98% of the time. Yeah. I'm not going to dispute that that's just how it is. But if you want to be different, then you got to do something different. And somebody like Giannis acquiescing to a Kyle Lowry or a Drew Holiday, let's do something different. You can be stubborn if you want to. Go ahead. Or you can be submissive to KD if you want to.
Listen,
go ahead.
Yeah. That stubbornness gonna get you ringless. You're gonna look like Melo.
Hey man, hey, don't disrespect Melo, okay? It ain't all.
He got no rings.
All right, man. At the end of the day, it is what it is. But anything I want to say before we get up out of here, man, wrap it up.
Yeah. Damian Lillard, please don't let Mike D'Antonio become your coach.
You don't want none of that. None of that.
Dang, listen, bro, you got too much power out there in Portland. Say no.
Yep. Mine was if they had just asked my advice before they hired Stan Van Gundy, they would have saved the year. He wasn't it, and I'm glad they moved on. And yeah, that's it. And when we're having the same conversation 2 years from now about Tom Thibodeau, because right now everybody loved them making the playoffs. Tom Thibodeau's right behind them after they spend this bad money in the offseason.
Yeah,
that's it for me.
Would be interesting to see. We got some big games tonight. I wish everybody a full speed recovery. I don't like to see injuries throughout these playoffs. I think they hinder the game, but it's a part of the game. It's a part of the game, and it just sucks that it's happening at this time. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, it's because of the quick turnaround. A lot of these teams, wasn't in the playoffs like that, in my opinion. Jazz was out. Who else? No, Jazz was in, but they got put out in second round. First round. They got put out first round. Phoenix wasn't there. Brooklyn wasn't there. Who else?
Well, James was there.
James was there.
He lost in the second round.
He lost in the second round. The Bucks lost in the first round, or second round, right? Second round. And who else? That's it. Philly, they lost in the first.
Second.
Second to who? Miami?
But the truth is it was a money grab, and I had sports overload from football ending late and basketball ending late. They could have stretched it out another month. They could have went to MLK Day or something. And you can't say that it didn't have an effect. It just. And
we can't say that it did. Yeah. We can't say that it did. It's just one of those things that it's a freak accident. A lot of them happen on some freak accidents. But it is what it is, man. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Be sure to check us out on, I believe we're going to do Friday. Since we didn't do, we'll be here Friday. We'll tap in on Friday with y'all. And we'll talk about some big game sixes or some big game sixes, man. Got some big game sixes coming up. But always remember, stay safe, stay blessed, and to talk that talk. See y'all soon.